League's all-time leading scorer exited Saturday night's game against the Boston Celtics with a groin injury in the fourth quarter and did not return. The Lakers, they lost the game, snapping an 8-game winning streak. But LeBron, whose night ended 1 assist shy of a triple-double, he didn't seem too concerned after the game. Take a listen.
The first thing that popped in my mind was Christmas Day, my first year with the Lakers, was the first thing that popped in my mind. I've been there before, and I know what type of injury you're dealing with. Second thing I thought about was AD. It's crazy, but I thought about AD. And then I'm over there just trying to see how much mobility and see if I can possibly give it a go. And then I came back here and did a couple of stretches and a couple of things that ultimately knew that I was probably going to be done for the rest of the night. So.
22 years in the NBA, and LeBron has been mostly healthy through his career. One of the more notable injuries, he mentioned this, was the groin injury he suffered on Christmas Day 2018. That caused him to miss 17 straight games. That's the second longest layoff of his career. Last night, our Dave McMenamin reported that James could miss weeks, not days. But in the light of day, let's get some more specifics from our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, what kind of absence are the Lakers bracing for this time around?
Malika, sources tell ESPN LeBron James is expected to miss at least 1 to 2 weeks with this strained groin. And typically with these soft tissue injuries, it leads to weeks long of absences, and it could be a potentially extended period of time here for LeBron James when he has evaluation here over the next 24 hours. But unlike in 2018, when LeBron James had that groin tear, I'm told he did not hear a pop last night in Boston. And unlike the last 2 years when the Lakers were competing for a play-in tournament slot, this time around, they are in the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. They do have a level of cushion, an ability here to have caution with LeBron James to be right for the stretch run and the playoffs. And as of right now, we do have to keep in mind, he needs to play 7 more games as well to be eligible for an all-NBA team.
Very important to keep in mind. I'm sure LeBron James knows that as well. Shams, thank you. This stretch is unforgiving for the Lakers, though. They're the only team to play 6 games in an 8-day span this season. That stretch starts on Thursday. So how do they stay afloat without him here? Bless you. How do they stay afloat without him, Bob?
Well, you can't. I mean, you can stay afloat, but the team is much diminished. I mean, he props that team up because, 1, he's one of the best ever to play, and 2, as far as value to his team, he's up there with everybody in the NBA. Now, it'll be a chance for Luka to show what he can do to shoulder the load, but LeBron is the key to the whole thing. Not just his game, Malika, but his leadership. When you step on the floor with a guy like that, and Perk, you play with him, you just feel like you're going to win the game. You just feel like you've got that guy. And I hope, look, the NBA is a much better place when he's playing. So my hope is he gets back as quick as he can. And this Lakers story has been a great story. The thing you got to focus on, though, is him and Luka still need some time to develop that chemistry, and they're going to lose that while he's out. Just more of that time is needed.
Go ahead, Trevor.
I mean, wow. We get a chance to talk about the Lakers in the face of the league right in this injury report. Thank you. Thank you. I love it. I love it. Glad we didn't get bullied. That's number 1. Number 2, here's the thing. When LeBron James went out, when AD took over, I'm expecting the same thing from Luka Doncic. Remember the season LeBron James went out, Anthony Davis elevated his level of play with Darvin Ham. They got into the play-in tournament, went on to go to the Western Conference Finals. You got Luka Doncic here now, right? You got a guy that's a legit superstar, 5-time All-NBA. This is his moment to put this team on his shoulders. And I know they're missing a few other pieces, but I'm also looking at a guy in Austin Reeves, who I've been praising. You know, we was having this conversation about what do we call Austin Reeves? He's not a role player, but he's not an all-star. He's an in-between guy, averaging 19.6 assists and 4 rebounds this season.
Well, I agree with you from the standpoint of Luka is going to be an opportunity for him to take the bull by the horn in a Lakers uniform and really, really do his thing and get his legs under him and really, really get prepared to assert himself. That's number 1. The other supplementary parts around him, that's a given. The thing about LeBron's injury, I'm not concerned about it. Here's the reason why. Number 1, it affects his leadership not one bit, because you know that brother in street clothes could lead this team because he has that kind of impact on the players inside that locker room and while he's sitting on the bench with them. On the other side of it all, yes, the groin is the groin, and we get all of that, but in the same breath, your leg's going to be a bit fresh once you get back. You understand? And that's a week to 2 weeks off that LeBron James gets to get himself straight in terms of rest. We know he's always in peak condition, of course, but I'm talking about the rest, the lack of wear and tear. I think this is going to end up helping the Los Angeles Lakers come playoff time.
Listen, the Lakers' size is already a concern for them. Rui Hachimura has missed the last 5 games for them as well. He doesn't replace what LeBron James does, but the quicker that he can come back, that's going to be helpful for this team as well. By the way, you're calling for more from Luka Doncic. He's averaged 31 points over his last 5 games, so he's going to need a little bit more of that to help this team out. The Lakers are absolutely going to miss the impact of LeBron James when he's on the floor. But speaking of impact, let's talk about a real impact pairing brought to you by Papa John's. And it wasn't just 1 or 2 Celtics that put on a championship clinic last night in Boston. Perk, the depth of this team was on full display. Tatum, he had his 3rd career 40-point game against the Lakers, tied with John Havlicek for the most in Celtics history here.
Flirting with a 40-point triple-double is what he did last night. But he set the ball, him and Jaylen Brown, they set the ball on both ends of the floor, especially on the defensive side of things. Every single person on the Celtic roster can guard, can slide those puppies from Tatum to Brown to Derrick White, Drew Holiday, Al Horford, old man Al Horford. Even Sam Hauser was sliding those puppies last night. And I was just sitting up here saying, this is levels to this. It's levels to this, and they showed it.
Boston only gave up 13 points in the 3rd. That's their 2nd fewest allowed in any quarter this season. The 4th quarter, the Lakers got back into this one. Tatum hits the 3 just when they need it. Under 2 to play here. Boston up 8. Jaylen Brown finishes inside. Brown and Tatum combined for 71 points. The Celtics win 111-101. And Stephen A., sort of similarly to what you were hoping to see here from OKC, you said this about Boston last night. You wanted to see them come in and say, okay, we see you, hot team over there in the West. We are going to make a statement in this one, and that's exactly what
they did it without this 7'3" dude Porzingis as well, so let's keep that in mind. I loved what I saw, but I have a special affection and affinity for Jason Tatum this year. You understand? I'm not going to stop reminding America of what happened to him in the Olympics, which was disgraceful. Him sitting on that damn bench and having a coach come up to him before the game. I don't know, we're going to be able to find minutes for you. You know what I'm saying? In a 40-minute contest, got 10 people that's going to put ahead of you. This brother has stepped on this court, and he has played like an MVP candidate and leading Boston all season long. And I know that there's a side of him that wants to send a message. I'm that dude the last 3 years, first team all NBA. It's about to be a 4th. Y'all better recognize. And he showed up on national television last night and reminded LeBron, Luka, and everybody else, this is who the hell I am.
Yeah, and on a night where you're on the floor with Luka Doncic, LeBron James, your teammate, MVP of the finals, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum was by far the best player on the floor. In what was probably the most marquee matchup of the season, at least the most people watching, most attention on the game. And I've been a little critical of Tatum because I have said, not his fault, but he might have the best supporting cast as far as stars in the league. But look at this last night. Pritchard, 3 points. Hauser, no points. Derrick White, just 10. Holiday, 7. Horford, 14. Now Jaylen Brown at 31. This was a game where Tatum said, I got it. And I haven't, that's the thing, is the evolution of Tatum's game, where in times, you'd see Tatum with 17, and his role players would have 20. Derrick White, Drew Holiday. He's starting to elevate himself in a way where you guys can come along, but I'll be here. I'm going to be here every night. And that's, to me, where Tatum has progressed into the star. And, again, I still don't think he gets enough credit for what he's done this season.
And this is why they're going to repeat, because of the growth of Jason Tatum. The 8 assists last night, right? Being that point forward, making guys around them better. And all of a sudden, you see the growth in other areas.